I think it's safe to say that the Cowboys offense has been clicking throughout the past few weeks. And the main reason for that is because the quarterback and wide receiver one are playing out of their minds. While that is awesome for the time being, one facet of this offense is not working like it should be, and that's the Cowboys' run game. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. I think it's time for Dallas to start experimenting with ways to get this run game going. So let's get into it. When you just look at the raw stats, the Cowboys' run game looks to be just fine. They are 11th in rushing yards per game, and they are 8th in rushing attempts. But what those numbers don't account for is blowout wins, in which the Cowboys run the ball to bleed time and just get out of the game. Overall, I think many of us would agree when the Cowboys' offense has really needed to run the ball, they just haven't done it. The running backs and offensive line just haven't gotten going like we've seen in years past. But I think there's a simple yet effective way to increase productivity in the Cowboys' backfield, and that's by getting Rico Dowdle more touches. So far this season, Dowdle has just 3 games where he got more than 5 carries. On the other hand, Pollard has 7 games with 12 or more. Those Pollard carries haven't really led to anything great for Dallas though, and Pollard has cracked more than 55 yards in a game just 3 times. Pollard is averaging just 3.9 yards per carry, a steep decline from what we've seen from him in years past. I think we can equate some of that to the leg injury that Pollard suffered in the playoff game, and also place blame on the offensive line and scheme, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But if we just look at Pollard, the burst and elusiveness to break off big runs just hasn't been there the first half of the season. By no means does Pollard look like Ezekiel Elliott did in his last year here, but he surely isn't the guy that we saw in 2022 where it felt like he was ripping off 1, 2, 3 big runs per game. A guy that was getting 5.2 yards per carry. And that's why I'm vouching for more Rico runs. What I hope to see down the stretch is more of a 60-40 split or even 50-50 at times, really depending on how the game's going, which running back has the hotter hand. Guys, before we continue with this video, we are closing in on 30,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do that down below. Help us reach our goal of 30,000 Double Move members. Now, let's get back to it. Now, there are a couple reasons I would like to see the Cowboys get Dowdle more involved. For one, it takes some of the wear and tear off Pollard until the playoffs. In the regular season alone, Pollard is projected to have nearly 255 carries and projected another 25 to 30 catches. That would be an almost 300 touch season for a guy that's never been a running back one and is coming off a pretty serious leg injury. Reason number 2 is that Dowdle has proven that he can be effective. Just in the limited opportunities that we've seen, he's ripped off some pretty impressive runs on his way to averaging 4.5 yards per carry. A lot of you guys have commented it down below on other videos, but Rico brings that hard-hitting, punch-you-in-the-mouth running style that I think this team has been lacking this year. A guy that can wear down defenses as the game goes on. A guy that you don't want to tackle in the fourth quarter. He makes every guy pay every time they try to bring him down. I don't see why the Cowboys wouldn't at least try and see what a more even carry load would look like. And personally, against the Panthers this Sunday, this might be the time to try it out. Now, I'm not blaming the run game deficiencies all on Pollard. The offensive scheme around the run game needs to improve as well. There have been far too many inside runs this year. The offense hasn't attacked the edges consistently, and overall, it's just been a bland plan. Along with that, pre-snap motion has been stale, inside runs, lack of misdirections, poor blocking, all of that have played a factor into a poorer run game. The running back position is a very dependent one. They have to depend on the offensive line to block well, for the offensive coaches to scheme open gaps for them to run through. The coaches and offensive line have to put them in a position to be successful, and I don't really think they have. I think that splitting carries from here on out could actually help Pollard in the long run. It helps Dowdle to get his feet wet with more carries and maybe increase the run game's effectiveness heading into the latter part of the season. To me, it would be worth a shot, but I think there's more to it than just splitting the carries. The offense as a whole has to get this figured out. I just think it's one step towards doing just that. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, head down there, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 30,000. I love you all.